is Tamara Fuller, and I am the Director of Student Services at the College of Engineering. I am going to get us started with the presentation today, and you are going to hear from our fabulous faculty and staff as we go along in this order. Right now, I guess it would be, let's see, here we go. Okay, so the College of Engineering, we have 23 degree programs divided through bachelor's, master's, and PhD. So all levels, and you'll see our, this is for fall 21-22, so it's our current academic year. You'll see how our numbers break down for our bachelor's programs as well as our graduate programs, and also some of the significant rankings that we are proud of in the College of Engineering, as well as some of our highlights in terms of underrepresented minorities, of course, in engineering. Sorry, Mom. Okay, so here are the degree programs that I just talked about. You'll see the master's right there in the middle, then the 10 BS programs. Hopefully you are interested in one of the programs that we have here. And then if you want to go all the way, the PhD programs that you can start at the bachelor's, get your master's and your PhD all here at the College of Engineering. And just another breakdown, you'll see some of the majors are shared within departments. So if you are looking at electrical or computer engineering, 2 different majors within the same department. The same for chemical, biological, and bioengineering, sharing 3 majors within that department, also 2 different colleges within those majors. So you'll learn a little bit more about that later on. Some of the things that you can do to prepare for a degree in engineering or computer science. I'm sure that if you all are in this session, you are well on your way to doing these things, such as taking challenging courses in high school. Some students may have the opportunity to, let's say, not take a math their senior year. We don't necessarily advise that. We want you to take math your entire time while you're in high school. So that's one thing to just think about in terms of when we say challenging courses, it's above and beyond. So all the math that you can take while you're in high school, all the sciences that will be helpful to you while you're in high school, go ahead and take those even if it's not required in your high school curriculum. Being involved in extracurricular activities, if you have a robotics club or anything of that sort that's similar or that will help you for an engineering degree. A part-time job, that may be something that you have access to that definitely would help you if you could do that, as well as doing research about your field. With all the different majors that we have here, some students come in and may not necessarily know which major in engineering they want to be involved in, but they know they want to be an engineer. So doing that legwork before will only help you as you get closer to being a student. So here are some of the things that we have in terms of academic support for you in the College of Engineering. Supplemental instruction to where you go to class and then you can have like a session outside of class to help you with what you're learning within the classroom. We also have pre-college programs. You'll learn more about home as you are an accepted student. We have some of those programs that you can be involved with. Peer mentoring, tutoring in the LEAD program. These are all things that are available to you. You'll also see like the makerspace that we have, I think it's 3 makerspaces now. I want to say 3. So definitely a lot of opportunity to get you involved to kind of mesh the inside the classroom with everything that you do while you're outside the classroom. So here is the contact information for the College of Engineering, and I will stop and let Dr. Parrish introduce himself as well as say any opening or any remarks.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Fuller, for the presentation there. I'm Dr. Lee Parrish, Assistant Dean for Student Affairs in the College of Engineering, also serving as the Interim Department Chair for Civil, Architectural, and Environmental Engineering. And so may have a few of those that are on the call who are interested in civil and architectural engineering. Let's talk a little bit more if you can after the call if you got questions. Certainly this is an open house, and so this is a chance where you get a chance to speak with faculty and staff in the College of Engineering. If we were meeting in person, we would love to do that and be able to show you around campus and show you some of our different departments. But in light of that, though, we're not able to do that today, but I want to encourage you to ask questions, though, when we get to the Q&A part, and even as the different departments are doing their presentations. put your questions in the chat, and we've got people that are on the call who will respond to your questions. We want you to leave with all of your questions answered today, so that when you leave, if you've not been admitted or if you have been admitted, still haven't made a decision just yet, you'll be more informed, a better look at what North Carolina A&T's College of Engineering has to offer. And so with that, on behalf of our Dean, Dr. Robin Coker, welcome to our open house, and enjoy the rest of the session. Thank you.
You'll see also Ms. Ava Dickens and Ms. Renisha Jones rounding out the student services within the College of Engineering. And then we also have a student services representative for each department that you will hear from. Their lovely faces and emails. So you can take a picture of this screen if you want to. These will be your contact information or your contacts for your particular majors that you will hear from. So now it's wanting to go fast for some reason. All right, so right now what we will do is we will hear from each representative, and starting off is going to be Ms. Portia Cohen for CBBE.
Hi, my name is Portia Cohen. I am the student specialist for the Department of Chemical, Biological, and Bioengineering. I am new to the department, so I may not have a lot of answers to your question, but if you want to send me an email, I can certainly get that information to you. Starting with chemical engineering. Chemical engineering engineers apply physical and life sciences. They produce, transform, and convert raw materials into more usable and valuable products. Dealing with a lot of new products from renewable sources. They make alternate energy sources. So that's one of the main things that you'll be studying as a chemical engineer. And in the bioengineering degree, some of this is cut off on my end here, so I'm trying to see everything on the screen. One moment. If you are interested in bioengineering, you'll be working with creating prosthetics, creating medical devices, and bioengineering would probably have some interest in attending medical school as well. Next slide. With bioengineering, the focus is on using engineering principles to solve problems, dealing with plant, animal, and microbial systems. There are two tracks here, with the focus being on plant biology, manufacturing techniques to produce biofuels. Also with bioengineering, another track would be the natural resources track, dealing with soil conservation, water resources, and land management. Okay,
And
next
also,
slide.
I think that's the last one for CBBE, but also to point out with biological engineering is that this major is shared between College of Agriculture and the College of Engineering. So you'll be a student in both colleges. That's one thing to keep in mind, because that's one of the kind of unique features of the biological engineering majors. And also having, I guess, the different resources from both colleges if you're in that major.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that.
No problem. Oh, you do have one more. There you go.
Okay, some points of pride here. I've got a lot covering up my slide on this end. I don't know why. So it might be better for someone to view it on that. Okay, that's better. Some points of pride here. We're the first HBCU with revolutionizing metallic biomaterials. Also, first HBCU with biomedical engineering. We have bachelor's and master's degrees in chemical engineering, and certainly expertise in healthcare and energy environment, expertise in national growth areas. So we're the leading HBCU in those areas at this time. So we pride ourselves there. Next slide.
All right, see, thank you, Ms. Cohen. Now we'll have CAEE.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I am Professor COE. I am a lecturer in the department as well as the undergraduate specialist. So you will interact with me throughout your time in the department. So there are some key differences between civil and architectural engineering. To put it simply, the civil engineers, they like to focus on the outside of the building, while the architectural engineers focus on the inside of the building. So as a civil or architectural engineer, you will plan, design, construct, and operate large complex systems ranging from buildings, bridges, and water purification systems to help improve the quality of life for people all over the world. One of our points of pride, as you can see in the picture where we have some students in a canoe, we are very proud of our ASCE program. So that's the American Society of Civil Engineers. I strongly encourage you all to join our chapter in the department. Each year, typically during the spring, we go to competition against other universities that are on the East Coast. The students, they enjoy building our canoe. And the main caveat to building a canoe is that it should be able to float on water and that you should be able to race it. So I hope you all bring your great rowing skills to the department to help us to win this challenge. And I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Thank you. Oh, so next slide. So in the department, we have a strong student bond. So our students have a great family atmosphere. So coming in as a freshman, you will get to interact with the upperclassmen. They do a great job with taking you all up under their wing. And also we have good undergraduate research areas in both the civil and architectural engineering majors. So you will get to interact with our faculty who have many years of expertise in their areas. And also, we do have a strong relationship with our alumni outside of the program, most of which who graduated from this department. So they go on to be very successful in their areas of their discipline under the civil umbrella or the architectural umbrella. We also pride ourselves on our students passing the FE exam the first time around. So I strongly encourage you to consider that towards your senior year. And then we also have passionate faculty in their specialty areas who that it shows through their lecturing in the classroom. And they care about you not only as a student in the classroom, but as a whole student to prepare you for your career in civil or architectural engineering.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, Mr. Effort.
Good afternoon. My name is Edmondson Effort. I am a faculty member and IT analyst also for the the computer science department. One of the coolest majors on campus. One of the nice things about it, and I think Ms. Jatina Wilson, it sounds like you're already get signed up. Yes, the cool kids are coding. I hate to break it to everybody, but coding is the new math. No matter what you end up doing, you'll probably end up doing some of it anyway. We do some really great stuff. Once again, software engineering, robotics, cybersecurity, game design. We're not just limited to that. And what's nice about our computer science program, you don't actually have to be an expert in computer science. Matter of fact, that's one of the things we kind of put a feather in our cap for. We don't expect that you actually know anything about computer science. If you've never designed a web page, if you've never taken AP computer science, if you've never done anything other than Snapchat and Instagram your way through life, that is perfectly fine. We do not expect, as a matter of fact, we assume you don't know anything about computer science. What's nice about it is we make sure to provide the fundamental tools and the experiences so that we can make you a great computer scientist. Now, you do have to do your work. I'll put that in there as the little faculty side of things. That being said, though, we provide a lot of resources for you to do so. And we have plenty of tutoring, we have plenty of workshops and all sorts of things to make sure that you have the best experience possible and you have the most resources that you need in order to be successful. By the way, it is a very profitable time to be in computer science. As a matter of fact, somebody at our the gym I go to actually wanted to switch from being human resources because he was jealous that he was handing out six-figure offers to bachelor's students who had just their bachelor degree in computer science. I then said, well, let's talk numbers because I want to be specific. What do you mean by six figures? He works at, by the way, Dell EMC. It's right down the street in Raleigh, North Carolina. He said $116,000. I'll say that again. He was offering bachelor's in computer science students $116,000 straight out of undergrad. I said, what about for the master's? He said they go up to 145. I said, what about PhDs? Higher than that. I don't know if money interests you, but if it does, and you like technology, computer science is a really good place to be. Just a little bit of background about our department. We have 310 bachelor students, lots of masters and PhDs. One of the things that we do encourage, we highly encourage that not only do you get your bachelor's in computer science, but get your master's in computer science. Our master's program is only 30 credit hours. I'll say it again, 30 credit hours. Most students knock it out in about a year, year and a half. And by doing so, that's usually 10 extra classes. For taking 10 extra classes in computer science, they usually get an extra $25,000 to $30,000 on their starting offers. Just for doing 10 extra classes, they get another $25,000 to $30,000 just for doing their master's in computer science. For doing 10 extra classes in computer science, they get $25,000 to $30,000 extra dollars on their starting offers. I hope that interests somebody. It's good stuff. By the way, one of the things that some people ask, well, what do we actually end up getting into? Your first semester, you're going to do Python. So Ms. Wilson, we're starting off with Python. I have a colleague who I call my stunt double, Professor LaFleur. He might actually be your instructor for that class, but we'll see. Every semester we kind of rotate on stuff. So Python, the next semester you have Java, third semester you're learning C++. If you don't know these languages, that's perfectly fine. As long as you do the work, you'll learn. Some other information, yes, we have lots of different honor societies in our department. Also, something that nobody knows, even the people on the panel, we actually just got some funding to start up an esports league. So yes, esports at A&T is going to start under computer science. We're thinking about doing, actually, literally, we're going to be doing this in the fall. We're thinking about doing League of Legends, 2K, Madden, and we're looking for other suggestions. So if you're interested in esports, please reach out. We're going to do some cool stuff in there. So game design, robotics, cybersecurity, all the cool stuff in computer science. And yes, it's a hot major.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Hughes, ECE.
Thank you so much, Professor Edmondson, for setting me up for success. Just kidding. Those are all great things going on. My name is Amanda Hughes. I'm the Student Services Specialist for the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. So welcome everyone that's interested in electrical and computer engineering. First of all, thank you again for joining us today. I know we'd all prefer to be in person and speaking to you face to face, but we're really glad for the opportunity to connect with you right now. As you may have heard earlier, the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering has two undergraduate degree programs. So the first is electrical engineering and the second is computer engineering. It is possible to double major in those degree programs if you're interested in that. We also have master's and PhD degree programs as well. Our current student population is about 350, master's about 30, PhD almost 50. So we're definitely growing in numbers. So to briefly cover, what is electrical and computer engineering? What is it all about? So electrical engineering deals with concepts like energy, electronics, telecommunications. It's very hands-on major. Computer engineering is a mix of electrical and computer science in some ways. So computer engineers work with software to connect with various electrical components to make sure that these operations function properly. and that there's a hardware to software integration to make that happen. This major includes, again, computer science components, but it also includes computer programming, computer program design, data structures, analysis of algorithms, operating systems, and much, much more. So just to list a few areas of what you might expect if you were interested in majoring in either of these areas and what that would lead to. So that could be things like energy systems and smart grids, radio frequency and communication, robotics and controls, which was talked about earlier, the Internet of Things, cyber physical systems, autonomy, which I think everybody's heard about autonomous vehicles, being able to be in a vehicle and the vehicle, kind of drives itself, if you will. And there's much more involved with that. Electronics, VLCI, computer architecture, artificial intelligence, and again, much, much more. Cybersecurity is one of those as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Again, my name is Amanda Hughes. I'll put my contact information in the chat. And thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Ms. Hughes. Dr. Chestnut, ISE.
Okay, sorry about that. How to get it off mute. I am ready. As Dr. Fuller mentioned, I am Dr. Jacqueline Chestnut. I am an industrial and systems engineer by all 3 degrees. And I want to talk to you a little bit about industrial and systems engineering. First of all, what do you think we do? Think about it. You know, most people think we just do all manufacturing, which we do a little, but that's not necessarily true. We design and we improve systems for people, materials, information, equipment, as well as processes. We design them to be faster or more effective, as well as reliable and safer for people and to make it easier for them to use. So who's a good match? If you like me, you like people, you like working and doing different things, going different places, and not be stuck on just one topic, then you may be interested in industrial engineering, because we are people oriented and we desire to make solutions or come up with solutions to make life better. The other piece is, if you are a big picture thinker or systems thinker, then you want to look at connecting with people in terms of information or information systems, as well as facilities. Now, if you like being in business, you will find that most CEOs, presidents, directors, supervisors have a degree in industrial and systems engineering, because that's the kind of flavor that they're interested in. So many of the students have a direction somewhat in supply chain management, data analytics, or even healthcare is another area that most students will be interested in. So why ISE? That's because what we call ourselves are lit. That means we are leaders. We're positively engaging people and influencing others. We're integrators. We use systems thinking to understand the complexity and the big picture of different systems. And third but not least, we're transformers. We're creating and implementing solutions that make life better for most people. So as an industrial and systems engineer, if you're interested in a variety in your life and not just being set in one particular discipline, then I invite you to join the Industrial and Systems Engineering Department. And if you have any questions, or feel free to contact myself. I'll put my email address in the chat as well. And thank you for joining us this afternoon.
All right, last but not least, Ms. Kennedy, Emmy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer Kennedy. I'm the Student Services Specialist in the Mechanical Engineering Department. We are the largest department in the College of Engineering. And if you look at the slides, that is one of our photos of one of our senior design project teams. And so you can volunteer with our teams. We have about 17 this semester. as early as your freshman year. So your first semester, even though you're not taking your core ME classes, you can get your hands dirty and put in some sweat equity and learn lots of things from our upperclassmen. So it is one of the broadest disciplines, but we also have an aerospace option. So if you are interested in aerospace or aeronautics and planes and things like that, or working with NASA, then that is also the major for you. You would graduate with a degree in mechanical engineering, but it would be an aerospace option on your certificate. If you can go to the next slide. So our department, we have 442 students total right now. And so you can see the breakdown of those, with our largest number obviously being our undergraduate students. And then we do have a significant number of master's and PhD students. We have about 10 who are projected to graduate this spring. Yeah, if you could just go back for me. And some of the photos that were on that slide were some of the other senior design teams. One is aerospace, where the teams travel with two competitions, and they compete against at least 100 other universities around the country. And so that plane is actually hanging in the new building, and that is one that was first place in the nation, second place in the world. We lost to Poland that year, but those are some of the great projects that you would be able to work with. We also have lots of different opportunities for students to do undergraduate research with our faculty, and below are some of the companies that our students are able to intern with. So Goodyear, NASA, JPL, Jet Propulsion Lab, Cummings. So there are lots of different opportunities for our students. And that's it. The slideshow wants to continue, so we'll.
It's got a mind of its own.
I know, it's okay. But feel free to ask any questions. I can put my email in the chat as well. And if you're interested in coming, the best way to do it, please plan ahead and let us know that you're coming, so that we can give you the best tour and the best information possible. Just showing up randomly, we will speak with you, but it'll be a lot better for you guys for your visit if you do plan ahead and let us know. Thank you.
Doesn't mind it.
Okay.
So that's all that we have in terms of presenters. Now, if you all have any questions, we are definitely more than happy to take them. No, I see a lot going on in the chat, but if anything hasn't been covered, please let us know.
There was a question, a couple questions in the chat about the home program. So for those that don't know, the home program is a 5.5-week bridge program, summer bridge program. Because of the pandemic, we were not involved with the last 2 years because of, again, pandemic, but we're looking to have it this summer, possibly. It's by invitation only, and so there's no application process. The person who spearheads that is Ms. Ava Dickens, and so she'll be, I think she's working on it right now, looking at the new admits. Is based on basically your GPA, based on perhaps where you live in the country, and it's also based on your major. It's totally funded by our corporate partners, and so our corporate partners are looking for that student, perhaps maybe who lives in, for example, maybe in Cincinnati, Ohio, or that kind of thing. The idea is that you come in the summer, 5.5 weeks. It's a residential program. You're on campus, living on campus. You are enrolled in usually a Calculus 1 course. It's 5 days a week with other activities and workshops that are corporate sponsored and so forth. And then at the end, of course, you earn college credit. And then the goal is that you would be paired up with one of our corporate partners, such that the following summers you can do an internship with that company. But that's pretty much it. But again, it's by invitation only because, again, there's a limited number of slots. And because it is corporate sponsored, those corporations are looking for a particular type of student. But if you are invited to participate, you'll get notification about that. Normally, it happens during the month of mid to late April when those invitations go out. One other point I want to make, I think Jennifer talked about this. Really, I know it's summer, it's getting warmer. The pandemic is sort of easing up, if you will, and we do anticipate lots of campus tours. and start, you'll do that. That's great. We want you to come to campus, but please help us though by if you want to do a department tour or meet with people in the department, please reach out to the department that you're interested in prior to coming so that we can be prepared for you and make sure that you have the best experience that you can possibly have. Because of course, we're also in meeting with others around the country as well. So just a reminder, reach out to your department that you're interested in visiting ahead of time, not the day before, but ahead of time, so that we can plan appropriately and give you the best experience.
So the College of Engineering does have scholarships this year. We are excited to have scholarships for incoming freshmen. What we have done is we've paired with honors, Department of Honors or the Honors Office, and we are coordinating our application process with theirs. So what that means is that if you apply for those scholarships, there's nothing left for you to do because those are the students that we will be considering for ours. Outside of that, our scholarships are mainly for current students. So after your first year would be your next opportunity to apply for scholarships in the College of Engineering. It's that way because most of our scholarships are funded through corporations, and they typically like to see that a student has a background of getting through college courses, at least for that first year, with a strong academic foundation. So if you didn't get in through the honors applications, if you didn't apply for any of those scholarships, your next opportunity would be after your freshman year to apply for engineering scholarships.
So someone was asking about internships. So each department does not offer internships or co-ops, but there are many, many opportunities for students to interact with companies. We have what they call lobby days, where companies come to seek you guys out specifically for internships, co-ops, and full-time positions. So, and you would also work with our career services office, which is amazing. And you would register with them, and there would be countless opportunities for you to interact with them. So if you don't get a internship offer or anything like that, then that's because you didn't seek them out, because they're literally in your face in the lobby at least once a week during the semester.
That's a very good point there. Again, Jennifer, we have two major career fairs that we have on our campus, actually on campus, usually one in the fall, September of each year, and we have one in February of each year. And each time there are roughly, if I had to guess, about 200 to 250 companies that actually participate in those career fairs. And I'll use Professor Edmondson's technique here. Of those let's say 200 companies that visit our campus, easily 85 to 90% of the companies are looking to recruit an engineering major, one or more of our engineering majors. Again, I'll say at least 80 to 85, 90% of those companies are looking to recruit one or more of our engineering majors. And so one of the best pieces of advice I can give you is, you can shop around, and you definitely should do that. But there's a reason why those companies come year after year to North Carolina A&T looking to recruit engineering students, because again, we are the largest producer of African-American engineers in the nation. But along with that, though, the quality is there. And so if you come to A&T, you'll be in a community of scholars, people who are looking to do their very best and who are goal-oriented, and who are going to be some movers and shakers. And so, when you come in, and I hope you come to A&T, but let's say you don't go to A&T, one of the best pieces of advice I can give you is do well the first year. First semester, the first year, establish a solid and good, strong GPA, because you can build on that.
Okay, I see one question about transfer.
Can I jump in? Thank you.
For it.
Sorry, because there's three questions I'm going to answer. David Knox asked about what do you need to do to prepare for computer science if you haven't done anything in computer science in high school. Just be ready to work, and we've got you. Literally, that's one of the nice things about, I would say, all our disciplines, but in particular, computer science. We actually start you off with the assumption that you know nothing about computer science. I think it would be really cruel for us, in order to jump into computer science, you already had to know computer science in order to do computer science. So no, we actually don't mind. Now, if you want to go on YouTube and take some little programming tutorials, dive in. No more power to you. That being said, as long as you come willing to work, we've got everything for you. So just do that. Miss Wilson, who's going to be joining, I can tell she's getting ready to join the party. The answer to your question about when do you get matched with your advisor, you are already, as freshmen in our department, Miss Rosemary Williams is the freshman advisor. That being said, between myself and the other faculty, if you ever need advice, just go talk to somebody. I always have an open door office policy. If you just want to come talk to somebody, feel free. I mean, really, we're all here to make sure that you have the support you need, whether it's talking about what career path should you take, internships, different type of fields that in computer science, even if it's, hey, what project should I work on? What laptop should I get to? There was somebody who was a Bengals fan. If you want to know what team to cheer for, the Steelers are the one I would recommend. So you can come to my office. We'll talk about that too. All those things, all that said, you can come to, everybody has an open office policy. So just come talk to somebody. We want to make sure you get on the right path and continue to stay there. Last question, Miss Mariah Couch actually asked a really good one. What is a co-op? That's when I always ask the students when they're coming on tours. A lot of students don't know what these are. It's actually an internship that takes place over the fall or spring semester. Why that's different and significant for a lot of students, I've had some students turn them down because they were worried about falling behind in their curriculum. To which I say, and this is something regardless of, well, you're going to come to A&T because that's the best option. But regardless of what you do, there is no such thing as falling behind in college. Now, there is doing bad. Of course, you can fall behind in a class, but in terms of your matriculation, what we're really concerned with is making sure you get the knowledge, and so that you can go on to the next level, whatever that may be, and be in a good position to do so. That being, when the student turned down the offer, matter of fact, it was an offer from Norfolk Southern, and he said, Professor Effort, I don't want to go to Omaha, Nebraska, and I don't want to fall behind in my studies. And I'm like, sir, were they going to pay you? He was like, yeah. I said, how much? Well, $8,000 a month. I said, sir, if I was allowed to shoe beat you, I would. You do not turn down $8,000. We will never run out of Java. We will not run out of any type of Python, AutoCAD. We will always be teaching engineering and computer science. When you have opportunities to earn money, we ask you to go take it. If you need any help spending your money, I'm here to help you with that. You can come to my office, sign into Amazon, turn on Prime shipping. I'll help you spend any money you don't want, but we want you to go get it. So yes, take advantage of co-ops and internships, because those are invaluable experience options for you to be able to see, like, hey, this is actually the application of what I'm learning. So Ms. Couch, if you get an opportunity to do a co-op, go. I don't care where it is, as long as it's not Ukraine, you go.
So I see that there are some a lot of questions about bioengineering and pre-med. Now, Ms. Cohen or Dr. Parrish, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a specific pre-med track within bioengineering. That's correct, right?
Right. There's not and of course you can jump in as well. There's not a pre-med track. Now there is, as of the last 2-3 years, there was called a pre-professionals program. That's through Dr. Catherine White on campus. And I'm not sure how close they're affiliated with bioengineering or not, but there's not one that's with bioengineering. Of course, I'll pitch it to you now.
As far as I'm aware, there is not, but again, I'm learning the courses as well.
What students do, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
When we say that students who are bioengineering are typically go into medical school, it's not because it's a particular track. It's because that major most lines up with what a pre-med major would line up as. Right. And when you hear pre-med major, it's really a biology major and you're taking, or bioengineering major, and then you're making sure that you're taking the prerequisites for medical school. So that's what you're going to want to key into, is as a bioengineering major, you're going to make sure that you are taking all the prereqs that you need for medical school. So that when you go to take the MCAT or anything of that nature, that you are better equipped to do so. When we say with bioengineering though, unlike some of the other majors that students typically take to get into medical school, you can work as a bioengineering major if you decide that later on that you don't want to be a doctor or a medical doctor or anything of that nature. That's one of the things that really stands out about bioengineering majors, is that typically you can go straight into the field and have a lucrative career without having to go, if you don't want to graduate school or to do something else to use the degree that you have when you initially thought you were going to medical school.
Sometimes, real quickly, sometimes students will get, they'll say biomedical engineering. Unfortunately, we do not have biomedical engineering at A&T. We actually have bioengineering. which is sort of a bigger umbrella that includes biomedical. Part of the reason is because we're not closely affiliated with a hospital.
And to add to the discussion, the biological engineering, since we do not have a straight environmental engineering program in the college, most of our students who are interested in environmental engineering, they tend to gravitate towards the biological engineering major. That's if you're interested in anything agriculture or environmental, air, water, soil remediation, for an example. So I did see that question from Brianna, just to give you that difference between biomedical and biological engineering.
I see a lot of comments about money, and money is always wonderful, but if your heart is not in it, you will not be studying for that Cal 3 test at 2 a.m. so that you can pass it. There's always going to be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but you need to go where your heart is. So make sure that everyone who's on this call is not being pushed into any kind of engineering or computer science because their parent wants them to do it, even if they say, oh, I'm just going to pay for this and nothing else. But we do want you to be happy and successful, and we want you to join a department where you will thrive and not be stressed and overwhelmed and unhappy. So money's great, but make sure you're thinking about it and going where your heart is.
Well said.
I do see a question. I think it's Kaya. Architectural engineering major is a 4-year program. As far as summer courses, it is not required to take summer courses, but if you want to get started or get your math courses kicked off, you can enroll in Calculus 1 for summer 1 session. You can also enroll in Calculus 2 once you pass Cal 1 and Summer 1. During a Summer 2 session, some students come in, they get their Englishes out of the way. I know most of my engineering students do not like English, so they take those in the summer. You can also take Chemistry 106, 116 in the summertime. I do not recommend taking math and chemistry together in the summer just because of the fast pace of the summer courses. But you can choose between calculus, chemistry, or an English course in the summer.
We do not know if Corning is going to be available this year. It's a grant program, so we are unsure about the availability for it this semester. It's nothing that you apply to though. So you wouldn't have the opportunity to apply for a Corning scholarship. If you have not taken a standardized test, so if you decide not to do the ACT or the SAT, yes, there's really no way around you taking the math placement exam. You're going to need to take it as an engineering major. Because if you're not, it's going to put you in the lowest level math, and you're going to be on a 6-year plan to graduate. So that is not where you want to be. So take the math placement exam, study for it, or take the ACT or SAT, do the best you can. I think we are out of time.
And we are. They say time flies when you're having fun. A lot of great information today shared and a lot of great questions. I believe most of the College of Engineering professors, faculty, staff, they've dropped their contact information in the chat box. So make sure you grab that information and you reach out to them to follow up with your questions. Thank you so much for attending the College of Engineering session. So you've heard the session. Now we're going to ask you to go to our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the social media handle NCAT Admissions, social media handle NCAT Admissions, and drop what major, anticipated major you're thinking about studying within the College of Engineering. So go on over to our social media page. Make sure you use the hashtag NCAT OH22. Again, NCAT OH22. Let us know your anticipated major within the College of Engineering. As we wrap up this session today, we want to remind you that admissions counselors as well as financial aid counselors will be available in the virtual lobby should you have questions.